prototype unboxing for two new games that are going to be seeking crowdfunding soon on January the 23rd. We have two games here that just arrived with me: Speedport, the dexterity game, and Clickport, Become the King of Server. Two different games that they use similar mechanics and have some common components. Of course, they're two individual independent games, but I wanted to show you, first of all, I think this is the most bizarre packaging I've ever received in the post so far, and kudos to the designers and the developers of the game. They send me those two prototypes wrapped into network cables. How cool is that? This is fascinating. So before going into details, we're going to take some time to unravel both of the boxes, because otherwise this video is going to be too long, and then I'm going to come back and open the boxes with you to make the prototype unboxing of both Speedport and Clickport. And of course, we're going to follow with a separate video on how the game plays each of the games and present them to you thoroughly. So I managed to free the boxes, the prototype boxes, from the very thorough ties they had with the LAN cables. So let's start by unboxing both prototypes. We start with Speedport, the dexterity game. This is a game for 2 to 6 players that takes around 5 to 15 minutes, ages 14 and up. It's a game that it's coming from the publisher Ludo Ninja. It's a game that falls under the category of puzzle party games with action dexterity category. The main mechanism is pattern building. The best server workers gather together to finally decide who would be the fastest and the most efficient. The servers are waiting, the cables are red hot, and the race begins. Speedport is a dexterity game where all that matters is your speed. Players must create patterns on their boards using cables, and only the fastest will win. So let's dive into opening the prototype. Again, it's a very beautiful looking cover. Promises a lot of fun, tension in this dexterity game. Learn it in 30 seconds, so that's a plus. It has 24 cables, 6 server boards, and 30 layout cards. That's quite a lot, right? So plays all the way up to 6. That's really, really cool. So let's just open the box and see what we have inside. Again, this is a prototype, but it's fairly ready. It looks like it. These are the rules. So it comes in different languages. It also comes in English and Greek and all sorts of different languages, but in any case, it's extremely easy. So that's the idea. I mean, look at that. Yeah. Essentially, maybe I can also read it. How to play it simple: take your server and 4 cables, put one pattern card on the table, lay out this pattern as fast as possible by plugging the cables into the server. The one who arranges the pattern first needs to shout Speedport, and if the pattern matches, the pattern card goes to the player as a point. The game is played up to 5 points. Do not remove the cables from the server after the first round of the game, and then you continue. So very, very simple. I was a bit frightened that the length of the cables would be like the ones that they used to tie the prototype when they send it when they delivered it. But it's really cool that they're shorter, and I think this is much more efficient because you see these are very short, so they will fit perfectly on your board, on your server. So the game comes with a total of how many was it? A lot. 1 network cables. They have 2 sides, they have 2 edges. They're very, very easy to distinguish between the colors: red, green, blue, and yellow. Okay, a ton. So this facilitates the gameplay for up to 6 players. These are the cards. So this is really, really getting interesting. I'm really looking forward to give this one a try. So the art is really nice. And these are the patterns. Obviously, we start simultaneously, and we try to take network cables and sort this pattern. So, and this goes card after card until the end games, and the player who reaches first a specific amount of 5 points by claiming 5 cards wins the game. We're going to describe it better in more detail in a separate preview video. Here's just to show you a bit of basics. and mainly the components. So let's see the ports. These are the ports. Each player is going to get one of those, and when they're going to start playing, I'm going to quickly grab cables and try to place them correctly. So let me do the first one in a very slow speed, obviously, because you're competing. So I'm doing this one. You're competing against other players. Okay. So you did extremely fast. Hopefully, yeah. Green one goes there. It needs to click, so that's important too. Yeah. And then we have what? A yellow and a blue. So that's interesting here. And a blue. And the player who does this first, of course, claims the. Oops. No, I did already. The blue. There you go. So this is the way this pattern will look. This is great, really great. Fast, easy, you can play it with kids, you can play it with grown-ups. Lots of tension and fun for sure. So this is the first one. So this is Speedport. Okay, so I'm putting it here aside so we can focus on the next one, the second game, which is Clickport, which is this one. So Clickport is a completely different game. Okay, here you try to become the king of the server. So this is a game that plays again from 2 to 6 players, takes around 20 to 30 minutes, ages 14 and up. Again, published by Ludo Ninja. Both of them are going to be seeking crowdfunding, so they need the support for getting published. I'm going to add the link in the description of the video so you can find more information. This falls on the category of party, abstract strategy and puzzle games with a pattern building mechanism. This is a revolutionary strategic game in which players, acting as server room workers, will create patterns on the board using internet cables. They can do this by plugging and unplugging different colored network cables, and the player who completes a pattern first wins the game. So let's have a look. This is Clickport. This is the back of the box. Again, using the internet LAN cables, the pattern, and you have a common board, as I can see here. Yeah, cool. So let's see. Here's the rule book. Again, fairly simple. The components of the game: 20 cables in different colors: red, blue, yellow, and green. 54 one tiers, 12 action cards, 16 pattern cards, and of course the server board. Okay, here's the explanation of the action cards, and here's the explanation of the rules. Fairly simple. Again, a bunch of cables, so really cool. We have the cards, we have the tiers. These are plastic cubes, good quality, they look like it. Yeah, cool. Great quality, okay, cool. Then we have the, I'm going to get this in a moment, the pattern. I love the color and the art and the aesthetics on this game. This is fairly simple. Immediately you can understand what you're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to explain this separately. Of course, I'm going to make a separate video where we explain the games and how they play. Most probably it's going to be a common video. Again, this is a larger board. It's a common server board using the same philosophy. You also have these pattern cards, purple. Okay, nice. And you have these action cards, larger cards, which have actually quite nice art. And the fencing off with network cables. So the server king, recruitment, coaching, server maintenance, like in ER, testing, remote job, use the force, yeah, masterclass, message, integration, network cables instead of roses. I'm loving it, it's so humoristic. Workspace, chill out room, and pet day. Great art. These are the action cards. They have different iconography and different art, obviously. Great art. And again, this looks great. Plates differently. Uses also pattern building as a main mechanism, and has its own components. So indeed revolutionary components. Nothing I've seen so far in my life in terms of making use of real life components. So one thing is for sure, I'm not going to need any internet network cable moving forward, as this covers almost everything in my expectations and needs. So thanks for watching this prototype unboxing for both Speedport and Clickport. We're going to come with a separate video explaining how the game works and the rules, so stay tuned for more, and be careful not to miss the launch of the campaign on 23rd of January from Ludo Ninja.